So meaning my general answer there is that I want to be part of the decision-making body of speed, wherein I envision a goal that we are able to, because right now, we as an organization, we're happy with our relationship with our kids. So, masaya tayo. Pero, papayag ba tayo na hanggang dun lang? Diba dapat you wanna extend that more to a bigger space beyond just us. And this is already talking about removing the stigma against people with special needs. So, of course, this is not easy. We'll be able to do these things slowly. And of course, we have to work together as a team. So I'm hoping to be able to contribute to this road towards a better speed. Yeah. And then so how it makes me a competent leader. So it makes me a competent leader. First, I already admit like beforehand that I do not know much financial procedures as Gerard now. Of course, I have a lot of training to go through still, but I know that I am capable of doing so because if you have worked with me in past or work or area work, I really am very hardworking in terms of being really task-based. I do my job. I do not aim for just a standard. I always aim something higher. And then, just to give you a concrete example, like when I was assigned as team manager for NSL. So the 4 committees that I was heading, I didn't even know how it really worked. I was logistics before, and they let me lead teams entirely new to me. So liaisons, finance, core, and programs. So I don't know anything there, but I did my best at most to adjust to that and do what I can because the task was given to me. So as for my platform, I'll be enumerating 5 platforms. So that would be, I'll just read so that I won't forget. Better resource management, improved implementation of financial procedures, smooth transitioning, improved project management, and core advocacy. So the first 2 parts of my platform are more on internal procedures of finance. So this is like the one that concerns the assets manager in the future, as well as my job. So, if ever. So the first is already better resource management, which means I have 2 underlying points under that, which is stricter budget allocation and inventory system. So stricter budget allocation, we should keep in mind that we set the budget for a reason. And when you set the budget, that's already a certain standard that we see as a project head, and that we should maintain the discipline for the project heads to work with what they have and you don't really just allow them to go over budget just because kasi gato, may nangyaring ganyan. So we really have to challenge these project heads to be able to work with what they have and be more disciplined and better leaders and show what creativeness they have to be able to deal with this accordingly. As well as for inventory system, it's a very basic idea that we want to keep track of the sprue materials, mainly because you can already see from sprue alone that a lot of things are disorganized and we're not even sure what exists there. So I want to make a certain detailed online something, sana alphabetized para madali siya i-control file. And then at least you know if it really is there or not. Kasi we should really lessen our expenses in buying new materials that are not even really needed when we already have it. So of course I'm not ambitious to count every quantity like 500 bond papers. Like, hindi naman ako ganun. Of course, to the extent really just to know if it exists or not, and then to figure weekly updates on what is still there. Next is for improved implementation of financial procedures. So we know that financial procedures is not at all interesting, like to most. I admit it myself, and that it really strikes people as boring. We shouldn't allow that because we should create our own initiative as the finance department to increase the appeal of the finance department and our procedures. So it may be overwhelming to a lot of people. So what we can do is to create a creative and clear way, like in concrete material and an online material, that would explain what it is we're supposed to be doing. So that hindi kayo ma-shock na, kasi kahit tinatry nyo namang alalahanan yung procedures, nakakalimutan nyo din. So understandable naman yun. And then next would be the finance speedometer, mainly to track your reimbursements because we're not corrupt in any way. So, but we just want to show a transparent system that you know how much speed owes you and that we pay you back what we owe you. And then for smooth transitioning, this in terms is not anymore internal procedures, it's more in the general, including the finance department. So I hope for and when I say proper documentation, we hope to practice proper documentation. We mean that we don't rely entirely on SWR, because SWR, when you're given an SWR, you know what to do if you're a new project head. So, ano gagawin ko dito? My strength, my weaknesses, my recommendations. So, ano gagawin ko? So, you have to really, for the project head to be able to relay better his or her ideas, is that after the project, they should really give critical points to focus on before, after, before, during, after the event, so that we really keep on track and at pace at the right time, so that we can get things done on time. And then as well as for the incumbent, in terms of other things regarding school transitioning, the incumbent VP for me should really weigh a lot on on the decision to keep a project or not. Kasi siya yung nag-oversee, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na lang na, sige, it's in your hands, guys. So, pero dapat talagang we get to talk, like the VP to the next VP, that ano ba talaga plano natin. We shouldn't really just let each other like go just because our term is done. And for the VP's responsibilities as well, it can be easily forgotten that their task, kasi we had difficulties in the past already, in the past councils, and we're not really sure what we're gonna take upon. Like for me, I'm not so sure exactly right now, but I know I'm willing to do this, right? So we should help guide the future councils in knowing what it is exactly they're taking on. And then for improved project management, I would want to say here lang, the main point is to reevaluate our projects now. Like in terms of finance, the 3 projects that we had now, is it really how integrated is it to our advocacy? Kasi we should think about like things as a whole. Parang kahit iba't ibang department tayo, ano tayo as a whole? Alam ba natin yun? Parang malabo eh. Kasi we should rethink our goals as well. Do we earn enough to sustain our what is our aim exactly? It's to earn enough to sustain our organization. And we're not really limiting ourselves, but instead we're being more realistic and grounded to what we have to what we have to do and what we have to achieve, and continue these procedures. As for chorus advocacy, what my main point there is that as a finance person, even though I'm a finance person, I don't want to remove in my mind what it is we are here for. Like finance, like ano yung finance? Advocacy pa rin yung center natin. Yes. So it's not easy. It won't be an easy path. Like for a concrete plan itself, perhaps like a beneficiary concert to show and showcase the talent of our kids, and to reach out to really a bigger audience aside our own.
And yay, thank you, Panty. So